Fall, a placid time of year where the leaves peacefully drift down from the trees, and the metal detectorists return to the woods. Might be a little bit shallow, but it's a nice solid 20. A little bit high for an Indian head. Kind of weedy numbers, but let's go with a half real. Come on. Lucky numbers. Oh, man, mosquitoes today. Okay. Pretty shallow. Where'd you go? What the heck? Working my way down to it. There you are. Now, what do we got? Ah! Just the man I was looking for. Indian head penny. Hitting kind of high for an Indian head, but that is cool. These things always come out of the ground caked. I've actually been taking my pocket knife to the weedies, clean them off. I think I see an 18. An 1875. Let me clean it off a little bit. I want to see that. Well, tough to see with all the crud still on there. But I believe that we are looking at an 1893. Or something like that. Maybe a 90. Still an Indian head, still a good sign. Clean that up when I get home. Nice. I just walked all of 2 feet from where I dug that Indian. Right there. Kind of patchy sound, but heard a clean signal in there. I got some dirt encrusted round thing. And I do like dirt encrusted round things. I can't tell yet, but I bet it's another Indian. Maybe. Clean it off a little bit and I'll show you. Well, may not look like much, but it is another Indian. I think it's a 1901. 1 cent. I don't clean these things too much in the field here, just at this specific spot, just because they are so caked with dirt. And if you let it sit and dry out for a while and, you know, bring it home with a toothpick, that usually does a much better job. So that's what I'm going to do. You even see just a little bit of copper sticking out of the side of that. It's in good condition. Nice. I guess that's a coin spill. 2 feet away. What constitutes a coin spill? I'd say 2 feet. That's a maximum range coin spill right there. Let's see if there's more. All right, I've been pushing through a lot of iron, but something's going on down there. And it does not seem like iron. Ooh, I see coinness. Bet you we got an Indian head. I don't really see it coming through yet, but don't be a weedy. Don't do that. Well, no such luck. It is a weedy. Yep. But I do hear something else in the hole down there. So I'll come back if there's anything good. This was ringing up like between 13 and 16. And it does look fat, so I'm assuming Fatty Indian, possibly flying eagle, but it's like dented. It's got a big dent in the middle like it got shot. Somebody was doing some target practice. Clean that up, bring it back. See what we got. Well, I am seeing a little Indian head coming through there. So no flying eagle, but you can kind of make out a wreath. That's definitely an old fatty. And it's definitely got a weird bend to it. Cavity right in the middle. That'll be fun to clean up. Nice. As you can see, it has started to rain, which is not great, considering I am wearing cotton. But I'm going to keep going anyway. And I was just digging on a nice 18 to 20 signal, and let's see this. That kind of looks like an old clip-on earring or something. Found something like it before here, with kind of a nice ornate sort of face. Let's see if I got a little brush on me. I'll clean it off and bring it back. Here it is. Did clean up a little bit. There is some ornate pattern work going on there in the back, where you could see kind of where a little pin thing would have gone. So it could be a little pin, or a little brooch, or a little clip-on earring. Definitely old, definitely good signs. Definitely going to keep trying this area. Yeah, here's a complete one. Just had a little corner of it sticking out. Looks like one of those old, yeah. Federal law forbids sale or reuse of this bottle. That looks like an Illinois bottling company to me. I think sometimes that's the date. I'm not sure. Maybe 56. Sort of interesting. No whiskey left in it. No use to me. I think I've officially found the dump in this place, because that last bottle came up and now I got this thing. It says like it's like a little ointment tube cap or something. I think it says Olinos Co. Olinos Co. Linus Co. Lame. Next. And one thing I am really prone to find at these places is weird old products. This looks like the lid off of, I guess, a old shampoo container. Shampoo Packers star. Even like a 13, 14. Looks kind of leadish. Maybe plated lead or something. I wouldn't like my shampoo to be in lead, personally. Maybe that's why they're not around anymore. Sounded like a coin. Well, this part of the day has been a lot of fighting through iron, but I am finding some interesting things. This is a dead 15. And you can see that little bit of wood on there. This is one of those folding contractor, or sorry, one of those folding carpenter's rulers or scribes, something like that. You know, the brass piece off of the back of it anyway. Cool, maybe there's some carpenter money around here. Here's a little something that just came up. Sounded just like a paper shotgun shell, but it is in fact a flat baton. Nice little shank. Can't really see any lettering on there, but I bet there is. Yeah, nice little button. Not bad condition either. Nice. Always happy to see that come up. think I'm onto another button. Came up like a 18 to 20 on the Equinox. Sure looks like a big old flat button to me. Bop, 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 there you go. Hey. Yep, there you go. Nice big flat button. It's two so far out of this site. Good signs. Keep looking. Man, you gotta hate this one. Nice old foundation. Get a nice perfect 30 signal and boom! Old clad quarter. Boo! I want to see older than that. Well, decided to migrate to a new spot. Got this nice big foundation right here with a collapsed chimney in the middle of it. And this little, I don't know, garage shed looking thing over here. Right on a river. This place was quite a walk into the woods, so I'm hoping it hasn't been touched before. Let's get to it. Well, this spot continues to throw up some good signals. No coins or anything yet, but there's some big old clock innards. Old school alarm clock. Right kind of metal. Well, here's something I really did not expect to find. Digging out what I thought was another old beer can. Boop. Connecticut motorcycle license from 1984. Registered in March, for anyone who cares to know. That's interesting. Not so sure why you'd have a motorcycle out here, but there you go. Maybe I'll find the rest of it. Alright, I think we finally have a desirable here. Looks like this is nice, kind of clayish sand that I don't know where they would have gotten around here. But see this little bank right there? There's kind of a depression in the middle here, and then this retaining wall with what looks like a knockdown chimney in the middle of it over there. So I think that this is another foundation that may have been part of an old millworks with like a diverting stream, and this would have been like the basin that all the water would have gone in. Maybe the would have had a water wheel in here or something like that. So anyway, enough about all that. I think we got a button, a nice little button too, with a pattern on it. Very cool, little star. Oh, it's going to be nice. Yep, little flat button. Sweet. That's good news. Find more of that. Okay. Something finally happened. That's where I dug the button, right over there. And I've just been chasing around square nails and stuff like that for 5 minutes along this little bank over here. And I get a nice 30 to 31 signal, like 2 inches down. So I'm looking for another beer can, but I do see something small, round, and shiny. Right there. That looks quite silvery to me. It's got this huge bend to it. Whoa. Oh, it shot right through. Look at that. Oh, I've never seen that before. An old silver shot through. What am I holding on to here? Oh, it looks like it's Walking Liberty. Yeah, that looks like a Walking Liberty half to me. I mean, I don't know if I should be careful with it and, like, spray it off. I guess I will. Even though there's a gigantic 30-30 hole blasted through it. Damn, dude. That would have bought you a box of bullets in 1940s. You doing shooting halves. That's so cool. I love that. I mean, if it was my first, walking Liberty, I'd be pissed about it. But I already have like 5 of these things, so that's just awesome. I'm gonna clean it up. Got to be very careful with these things, as this coin is probably in AU condition. Oh wait, never mind. There's a gigantic friggin' bullet hole in it. Interesting choice. Wonder if there'll be a date. I bet you there'll be a date right on the slope there. 1941. Now that is a hold coin. Wow, look at that. Just absolutely split to pieces. Well, if they set up one, I wonder if they set up a bunch more. Maybe I'll find a whole bunch of blown to bits silver. That's friggin' sweet. I like it. Missed Lady Liberty, though. That's nice. All right. Time to go find some more silver. Pew! Well, now I'm into the difficult stuff. Iron. But every once in a while I get a good signal in the middle of it. This was pretty solid. I'm just seeing round. Maybe I'm seeing button. Let's say button. I feel shank. And the shank is dank. There we go. Yep, big old button. Looks like nothing on there. Oh yeah. Almost looks the size of a coin button, but I'm not seeing any of that. Very nice though. I do like buttons. Nothing wrong with a button. All right, I was just digging like a 24-25 right next to this big chunk of iron over here, and I was sure that I was going to pull out some gigantic nail looking thing, but then I see this, and I see a little sort of silver looking band with a hole in the middle of it and a little stone at the top. Looks like a stone anyway. Could just be a junker. Ooh, I don't know. That looks like silver. Yeah, that's looking kind of nice. It's looking kind of ruined. Who's that in there? I'll have to clean that up, come back, but I'm betting that's a little silver ring from a long time ago. Very cool. Here it is. All cleaned up. Looks like it's a little pearl in there. Tough to see in the light. There you go. And I do not see any sort of sterling mark on it, but there is absolutely no indication that that's plated. So I am quite certain that that is an old pearl and silver ring. Nice. Not too often that I find rings at old foundations like this. All right, right next to where I was digging up that ring, I think that I might have my first period coin out of this place. Good, like 5-6 inches down. Really hoping it's not a weedy. What is it? Is it an Indian? Oh, I believe it's an Indian. Oh yeah. That definitely confirms what I was thinking about that ring. Quite a bit older than the modern junk that's been spilled on top of this place. Clean it off a little bit, see if I can get a date. Well, the ground wasn't super kind to this thing, but I bet I could get a date off of it once I get home. It's definitely an 18 something. Kind of looks like a 0 at the end. Still, old Indian. Very cool. Love me some old coins. Well, I'm still in the vicinity of where I found the ring and the Indian head. And it looks like there's still 1 or 2 targets down here. Good old D buckle. Not bad condition. Definitely mid to late 1800s. Cool. So here was a really interesting surprise. I'm at my house resizing these floor ducts here for new registers, and I get down there with my vacuum and I start pulling out all sorts of nasty stuff from the heat vent, and out comes this big tuft of like I don't know, filter material or insulation, and I'm picking it up to go bring it to the trash, and that pops out. And it's got a little sterling mark on it. See, S-T-E-R right there. Wow. A nice little bonus to the project. No metal detector needed. Pays to keep an eye out. All right, we are once again back at home for a wrap-up on a day of metal detecting. Starting in the front, we've got our Indian heads. It's an 1890, 1900, the only one that actually cleaned up well enough to really get a legible date. This is definitely not going to give me a date, but it is a fatty, so it is old. It looks like it may be shieldless, which would mean that it's quite old. Early 1860s. Looks like this was used for target practice, as well as my big silver of the day. Interesting theme showing up here. And this is our last Indian that I found at the last site, which I'm not so sure about on the date, but I'm thinking 1880. Looks about right for all the other stuff that I was finding there. Moving on, we got a D buckle. Always good to find. Got our little collection of buttons. This one looks like it's back marked with something, but I cannot read that. This little star pattern on it. Maybe a collar button, a cuff button or something. Another nice little tiny flat button, actually cleaned up pretty nice. Some sort of writing on it, back mark, but I can't really make it out. Bigger flat button. Again, indistinguishable back marks. And another one of the same. Moving on to the really nice stuff. We've got a really nice sterling silver, and I'm assuming a mother of pearl ring. I do know that it's sterling because there is a little sterling mark
There you go. On the bezel around the mother of pearl, you can see RL right in the middle of sterling. And the band is definitely silver as well. That's a pretty cool find. Right near that 1880 Indian head. So it definitely indicates the age. Mid to late 1800s. I hardly ever find precious rings out in the woods, so it's really gratifying when I do. It was probably something that was pretty precious to somebody who lived out in that farm at one point. Maybe a family heirloom. Could mean that it's quite a bit older. And then, of course, we cut our blasted Walking Liberty. Blasted. Wow. Definitely like a big 30-30 shot right through it. Somebody probably set it up and went flying off somewhere and they just never found it. That's pretty cool. As I say, I'd be pretty pissed about it if I didn't already have a bunch of these, but this is kind of an interesting one. And it's also a D. So we got a Denver. 1941. One of the most interesting pieces of silver I've ever found. Well, that pretty much does it. If you guys like what you saw, then like, subscribe, go out and dig cool stuff up.